Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Morphin Dobson, and today's video is about invocation and invocation. So today we will be talking about how to invoke a specific entity like Lucifer. So in this video, our discussions will be first about satanic invocations, second about differences between invocation and invocation, and third is how to prepare for invocation. So the idea of summoning a demon in our physical world is the idea which is not uncommon. Quite a quite a few people have tried summoning demons in ancient times, and they were not called demons at that time. They were called entities like gods. They were also called gods, and many people tried to call on their strength for magical purposes, for wars, and for other specific reasons, depending on their country, their origin, and their society. And for example, I know perfectly that Norse people used to use shamanism and invocations of certain specific animal totems and gods before their raids, and that would help them to fight much better compared to before. So, what is invocation then? Invocation specifically is referred to as an act of invoking or calling forth an entity and calling them into your entire body, into your soul itself. And it is quite different than evocation due to the simple fact that evocation requires you to summon an entity into the physical world. However, for invocation, you do not summon them into the physical world. In fact, you do the exact opposite. You call on the entity and call it into your soul. So you are calling an astral entity into to manifest in a really non-physical way, which can improve your magical working. However, it can also destroy some of it due to the simple fact that doing such an action requires a lot of knowledge, and it takes a lot of guts to summon a demon into your own soul. How do I know about it? Because on I have worked with demons a lot, and invocation was originally one of the things which I really like because of the simple fact you do not need any ritual setup to gain communications with an entity. Basically, I do not remember the word specifically. However, in old traditions, the act of invocation was seen as really ballsy because of the simple fact you are being summoning an entity in a really informal way. Although you can summon an entity in a formal setting, like having your chalice, you can have your candles, and then you can summon the entity. However, you summon the entity into your soul, which is not evocation, which is invocation, but it is done in a formal way. And you can also summon a demon into the physical world as an evocation. However, you can do it in an informal way. Like right now, I am sitting with just wearing my t-shirt. I have my Lucifer sigil. I can gaze at it and call on Lucifer into the model place in front of me. However, that is hard for a lot of people and is seen as really dangerous because of the simple fact that many people are afraid to hurt an entity or make them angry due to such an action causing trouble in their life. So, how do you differ an evocation versus an invocation in practical sense? Which one is better? I don't think that there is any specific one which is much better than the other. As a simple fact is that many people like to use invocation, many people like to use evocation. I personally prefer invocation as I feel much more connected to the entity, and usually my first call for an entity is evocation. However, sometimes I can invoke the entity instead if I really like or really trust the entity, which sometimes happens, like with Satan. That was something that was really interesting because I summoned him inside my soul for the first time. So, how do we work with demons and entities for invocation then? What is the specific mantra or the specific techniques you need to do for summoning an entity? So for invocation, you do not need anything much more than a sigil. Just draw a sigil in front of you, take a piece of paper, have the sigil, and have a chant. Like if you are summoning a demon, there are hundreds of ends for that demon. Trust me. And if you cannot find an end, then just contact me. I will give you a chant for the specific demon. So you do not have to worry about that. Just write the sigil, write the chant. And if you want to be a little bit more formal, you can have a candle in front of you, let the flame burn, gaze at the flame, continue to gaze while rocking a bit back and forth, and then when you feel something is moving, then gaze at the sigil and continue doing so and chant the words of the mantra, and soon you will feel like the sigil is flashing and is hovering over the paper. At that moment, you call on the entity and ask it to come inside of you. For example, if you're summoning Lucifer, you will be calling Lucifer, Almighty Lucifer, King of Heaven, King of Hell, the spirit of liberation, the spirit of knowledge, spirit of wisdom, the light bringer, come into me. I seek your guidance, I seek your path. Bless me, O Lucifer, O our Holy Father. Knowledge, wisdom, chaos, spirit obscurus. It depends on the aspect you are trying to call. For example, I like to call Lucifer's dark aspect and light aspect both together as a composite being, which helps me in my magical workings, as that particular entity is not that hard to work with compared to many of the other composite entities. However, since it's Lucifer, he can hurt you, but he's really helpful for the beginners as well. So that is something you can do. And if you are afraid of invoking an entity because you feel like it can take possession of you, you really do not need to be worried about, because many demons can do that. However, they do not want to do that, as having an extra human partner is really helpful for the demon as well. Instead of forcing for one particular event, and you can probably throw the possession off in probably 1 to 2 minutes. And most of the time it's just many sorcerers do willing possession as well. I do that myself, so you do not have to worry about demons. So please be calm, please summon them with tact. That is what I ask of you. Please make sure you do that, and that will help you in your future. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you kind of like this new setup. I'm doing this for a few days because I'm on a vacation right now. So I will see you guys in my next video, guys. Goodbye, have a great day, and take care.